Tenses play a key role. Without learning the tenses, your English language is incomplete. If the models are in the direct speech, you need to change towards the indirect speech. The simple present tense has to be changed to simple past tense in a reported speech. Reporting verb is very important in the indirect speech. How many types of tenses are there? There are 3 types, and all the 3 types are subdivided into 4 tenses. Hello everyone, I am Babita Tamaya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysuru. In my previous session, I had discussed about passage or comprehension. In today's session, I'll be discussing about the reported speech. Why is this reported speech very important from the examination point of view? If you have all checked the question paper pattern, the reported speech will be asked for 5 marks in your board exam. So let's start with today's session. Reported speech is also known as indirect speech. What is indirect speech? Now, I'm standing in front of the camera and I say you're looking very beautiful or you're looking gorgeous. So I'll be the first person and the one who is hearing is the second. You're hearing what I'm saying. So whatever you have heard, what will you do? You will report it to the third person. That is the indirect speech. So I have told you're looking gorgeous. So when you go and report the same thing to the third person, you'll say that mom said that you were looking gorgeous. This is the indirect speech. Whatever the first person says, you hear it. Whatever you have heard, you will report it to the third person. This is known as indirect speech. Whatever I say directly, when you report to the third person, it will be in an indirect way. First thing, we need to be very careful with the tenses. Tenses play a key role. Without learning the tenses, your English language is incomplete. Why tenses play a key role in reported speech? Because if you don't know the tenses, you cannot change the verb, the action word into past tense, or you cannot change the auxiliary verb, or you cannot change the auxiliary verb into past tense, or cannot change the modals into other tenses. So it plays a key role in English language. Especially when it comes to the reported speech, you should be knowing the tenses, or else you cannot score 5 on 5. Remember, there are 3 types of tenses. All the 3 tenses are subdivided into 4 tenses. For example, if I take present tense, so the present tense is subdivided into 4 tenses, that is simple present, present perfect continuous, and past perfect continuous. It's in the same way with the past tense. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous. And simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. How many types of tenses are there? There are 3 types, and all the 3 types are subdivided into 4 tenses. Now, there are some important rules to follow. Look here, always the simple present tense will be changed into past tense. The simple present tense will be changed to simple past tense. Present continuous tense will change to past continuous tense. Present continuous tense changes to past continuous tense. Present perfect tense into past perfect tense. You should be knowing these rules. So the present tense changes to past tense. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Present perfect tense changes to past perfect tense. In the same way, simple present changes into past perfect tense. Past continuous tense changes into past perfect continuous tense. And here at last, past perfect tense. Past perfect tense remains as it is because the tense remains unchanged. The perfect tense remains unchanged. There is no need to change the tense over there. It remains as it is. So now let's see the change in modals and verbs. So now these are the modals. If the modals are in the direct speech, you need to change towards the indirect speech. these models are changed into indirect speech. Do and does. Do and does becomes did. Is, am and are will become was and were. Has and have becomes had. Did become had done. Has, have done becomes has done. Was doing becomes had been doing. You need to remember these models. If you're not able to follow me, let me go back and give you a simple example for each and every tenses. Let's take a simple example for simple present tense. I go to dance class. So, the sentence whatever I have written, I go to dance class. It is a simple present tense. And this sentence, it's in a direct speech. It's directly, I'm saying it directly. I go to dance class. It's in a direct speech. And this sentence is in a simple present tense. And this simple present tense has to be changed to simple past tense in a reported speech. If you're reporting it to somebody, so this sentence is told by me and you have heard it. So now you're going to report it for somebody, for the third person. So the word I becomes he here. The word I becomes he. And you start the sentence like, he said that. So here the word I will become he. Why? I becomes he here. Because if you're talking about a person here, if the subject is singular, we use I or he. What we use? We use I or he. If the gender is singular. If the gender is male, we use he. If the gender is female, we use she. And if it is neutral, we use it. Here in this sentence, we are referring it as he. We'll use it as he. And the word go, the past tense of go is went. So go becomes went. See here. And I go to dance class. When the tense is changed, he said that I becomes he. He said that I go. I becomes he. He went to dance class. Got it? He said that he went to dance class. Remember, the main verb will change into simple past tense. This is the main verb here. I go to dance class and it is simply changed into simple past tense. He said that he went to dance class. Now, let me take the same sentence for the simple past tense. So, this question only I'll modify. He said, I am going to dance class. He said, I'm going to dance class. So here, am becomes what? As I told you, am will be changed into was or were. Was or were. So when it is changed into the past tense, he will write it as, he said that he was going to the dance class. He said that he was going to the dance class. When it comes to the perfect tense, he said that he had gone. He had gone to the dance class. He said that he had gone to dance class. That is into present tense to past perfect tense. I'll give you one more example for the simple past tense. I went to temple. I went to temple. So, went is a action verb there. It's an action word. So, now this has to be written in the past perfect tense. So, I went to temple. I becomes he. He. I becomes he. When becomes gone. He had gone to temple. He had gone to temple. In the same way, looking into the present tense, try to solve the other two tenses with the same question. I went to temple. So the past perfect tense will be he had gone to temple. So change in modals and verbs. Here there are few direct and indirect speech and these are the modals. So shall will be used as would and should. Will has would. Must has had. Now has then. Ago is before. Today will be used as that day. Yesterday will be used as the previous day. Tomorrow, the next day or the following day. And here you need to remember these are very important. Now, then, ago, before, today, that day, yesterday, the previous day, tomorrow, the next day or the following day. This is very important. So moving on to the next one, reporting verbs. These are commonly used reporting verbs. What are reporting verbs? Let's take for an example. Could you please lend me a pen? Could you please lend me a pen? So here I am making the statement. Could you please lend me a pen? I am making the statement here. Person 1 is making a statement. So these are direct words. So these are direct words from person 1. And the second person has heard it. So when he is reporting it to the third person, the first person has told it directly and the second person has heard it, he has listened it. And now when he is reporting the same thing to the third person, he can use any of these reporting verbs. So now, could you please lend me a pen? If this statement is told to the third person, how are you going to say it? Could you please lend me a pen? It is a request. I'm requesting. The answer would be, Ma'am requested that she wanted a pen. Ma'am requested that she wanted a pen. So here, requesting is the reporting verb which I'm using here. Or else, you look gorgeous. You look handsome. So what does it mean? It means to say that I'm giving a compliment. It's complimenting. These are few of the reporting verbs which are commonly used. For example, will you please maintain silence? It means to say that, am I requesting? No, here I'm not requesting. Here I'm commanding. It's a command to the students to maintain silence. Could you please forgive me? Whatever the mistakes you have, what you have done, please forgive me for that. Here it's not requesting nor commanding. It's apologizing. So the commonly used reporting verbs are said to, told, asked, complimented, requested, informed, offered, apologized, ordered, wished, greeted, welcomed, agreed, disagreed, pleaded, demanded, grumbled, believed, considered, opined, remarked, etc. Still more, but these are some of the commonly used reporting verbs. You cannot use the word like said to, told to, asked to repeatedly. You cannot use it repeatedly because you have other auxiliary words also. Don't use the repetitive verb. You need to read the statement and understand the intention and then you need to use the reporting verbs. Now let's see what are the important rules for this reporting verb. So if the reported speech, remember not all the verbs will change. There are few exceptions rules you need to follow or you need to keep in mind. So now I say, if the reported speech expresses a universal truth. When I speak about universal truth, for example here, the sun rises in the east, rises. So it's a universal truth. Can it be changed? It cannot be changed. It remains as it is. So this is known as the universal truth. Or for example, the earth rotates on its own axis. It's the truth. It's the fact. We have accepted and we know it's the fact. So these are the universal truth. You cannot change anything over there. It remains the same thing. Habitual action. When I say habitual action, when the action is done, when the action is going on, that is known as habitual action. Historical, geographical, or scientific fact, the tenses of the verb in indirect speech remains the same. So, the universal truth, habitual action, historical, habit. Now, if I say, I'll wake up at 6 in the morning. So, it's a habit. It's a routine. Every day you wake up at the same time. That is the habit. It's a fixed time for you. So, it continues as it is. If it is a geographical or scientific fact, what happens? The verb of the indirect speech, remains the same. There will be no changes in such things. So here is a question which I have picked from one of your question paper. See, as I have told you before, this question carries 5 marks. So here, first you need to try to identify the tense, then change it into other tenses. The first thing what you have to do, you have to identify the tense here. Then you need to change it to the other tenses only if it is required. And you need to keep it in mind that the universal truth, historical action, geographical facts, all those things remains the same. There will be no changes in the verbs. It remains as it is. So let me read the question here. Don Gonzalo, that bench over there is mine. Benito, 3 priests are sitting there. Don Gonzalo, rout them out. Have they gone? Benito, still they are talking. This question is picked up from the textbook. So always, most of the time, the questions will be picked from the textbook itself. So wherever the conversation, the chapters like A Sunny Morning, The Gardener, The Otter, most of the time the questions will be picked from these chapters because the chapters is like a conversation. So here now, Don Gonzalo, that bench over there is mine. He's pointing to the bench and saying it is mine. So how do you write the answer for this? Yes, look at the sentence. That bench over there is mine. Is becomes was. Mine becomes his. So Don Gonzalo said that bench over there was his. Next, Benito, 3 priests are sitting there. Benito told that 3 priests are become, as I told, are become was or were. Benito told that the 3 priests were sitting there. Benito told that 3 priests were sitting, told that the 3 priests were sitting there. Here, there, it remains the same. There is no changes over there. Don Gonzalo rout them out. Have they gone? So, Gonzalo is asking whom? Benito. Don Gonzalo asked Benito to rout them out. Have they gone? And asked, full stop. See here, Don Gonzalo asked Benito to rout them out. After out, there is a full stop. Then, after that, I asked, have they gone? And asked. So here, when you continue the sentence, have they gone, you need to add the word if. And asked if. See here, there is an interchange here. Have they becomes, you cannot write and asked if have they gone. You cannot write if they have gone. So it is you need to interchange the words there. And asked if they have becomes had. They had gone. Don Gonzalo asked Benito to rout them out. And asked if they had gone. So here have becomes had gone. What is the reply? Vanito replies. So Vanito replied. Vanito replied, they were still talking. Vanito replied, they were still talking. Hope you have understood this. You have one more question here. Let me read out the question for you. Donna Laura, wait a moment. Petra, what do you want, Senora? Donna Laura, give me the breadcrumbs. Petra, I don't know what is the matter with him. Donna Laura, I know the matter. Donna Laura, wait a moment. Donna Laura asked to wait for a moment. Say, Petra, what do you want, Senora? Here, Senora is none other than Donna Laura. You cannot write Donna Laura again there because again you're questioning. You're not supposed to question again and again for the same person. Petra, what do you want, Senora? Petra asked what? Petra asked what Senora wanted. What Senora wanted. Donna Laura, give me the breadcrumbs. So here, Donna Laura asked or told or requesting. Any one you can write. You can write Donna Laura asked or Donna Laura told or Donna Laura requested. Any one is fine here. Donna Laura asked her to give her breadcrumbs. What did she say? Donna Laura asked her to give her breadcrumbs. Donna Laura asked to give her the breadcrumbs. So, the answer would be Donna Laura asked to give her the breadcrumbs. Petra, I don't know what is the matter with him. Petra replied or told. Anything is fine. Petra replied. She did not. Petra replied, she did not know what the matter. Petra replied, she did not know what the matter with him. What the matter? Petra replied, she did not know what the matter with him. Donna Laura, I know the matter. Donna Laura told that I become she. Told that she know. Know is present tense. The past tense of know is knew. Donna Laura told that she knew the matter. You need to keep one thing in mind, that is, you need to observe the tenses first and then you change the tenses in whichever the tenses, and then observe the tenses first and then you change the tenses to whichever tenses the rules applied. To whichever the tenses the rule applies. And then you change the main verb. And along with that, you need to add the reporting verbs also. Don't forget to add a reporting verb. Reporting verb is very important in the indirect speech. Let me back with another new session of grammar, articles and prepositions. Until then, stay home, stay safe, stay educated. Thank you.